Are you gonna buy Dead Prowl, Bobby?
I'm about to cry a little bit here.
I put a picture of the undercarriage because I know you love to look at pictures of undercarriages. So it's actually that this is such a reach, and we're never going to get this character ever again. Ever again. I might be interested. I need to see what it looks like. I'm gonna be honest with you. The chest collapses. He looks like Noob Saibot. Don't do my boy Noob like that.
It has an ab crunch. I know how much you love an ab crunch.
I actually really do like that on a very small.
What's going on, BVC fans? We're back. I'm Bobby the Bot.
And I'm James the Con.
And let's hop into some new news.
So why don't we start off with this? So first, they're showing off a new Transformers Tuesday. I believe this is a Tuesday. And it's going to be next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So there you go. It looks like Roboson's going to be there. They're going to show off some new Legacy figures, probably some Studio Series. So we'll be back on Tuesday to report to you what they have.
Yes, I have a feeling we're going to see a Grimlock.
I think so too. That was my first thought when we saw Roboson. So
yes.
Let's move on to the leaks. And the first things are, I don't know what this is from, and I hope I'm triggering some people's childhood traumas. They're going to show off a Dead Prowl, supposedly, and a G2 Wild Rider. Are you going to buy Dead Prowl, Bobby?
I'm about to cry a little bit here. Oh, that hurts. And that shot, gosh.
Yeah.
I think, depending on how it looks, that's so traumatizing.
I don't understand why they would do that. Are they going to make a whole deadline? But, if it looks like a zombie, I might be in. Because that's kind of cool. But it probably won't. What about Wild Rider?
I love me some Stunticons. So I think I'll probably be grabbing that.
That makes sense. I honestly probably will too. I've already got Shadow Strip. I always wanted a G2 Menasor, so Hasbro's an affordable option unless prices keep rising. So, so I'm looking forward to these.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah. Another one that came out is the Minor Megatron. So I guess the one we reported on last was fake. So I don't know what's going on with that. Take all these leaks with a grain of salt. But here he is in all of his glory. This is potentially San Diego Comic-Con and Amazon exclusive, supposedly. So as you can see, it has a remolded drill, pickaxe, and I guess the tip to the barrel to the drill. I don't quite know why they didn't put that on the front of his vehicle mode, because that would extend the drill out to where it can actually be a somewhat usable vehicle, even though drill tanks aren't usable to begin with.
He's only going to put the tip in.
Exactly. So with this figure, it's rumored to be a 2-pack, so it depends on who he's with, whether I'm going to get this or not. I've heard rumblings that it might be Psykill or Ratbat, and either of those, I would be so in just for those figures, and this would be a nice bonus. But if it was a standalone, I would not buy this. What about you, Bobby?
Yeah, so I'm probably going to pass on this, unless if it is a 2-pack, again, the other figure would have to look cool as well.
Yeah, I have to say, I really do like the gray that they used on this, though.
I do, and I mean, honestly, I don't have a Megatron that looks like this, so that kind of makes me want to pick it up. It just depends on what the price point is.
Yes, it really does. So we'll see. Hopefully soon. Maybe this will be revealed at the fans stream event. I always forget what those are called.
Yeah, Transformer Tuesday.
There you go. So what has been just announced recently? So the first thing, they didn't technically announce this like at a fan stream or anything like this, but it was at an event. I don't know what event it was. I couldn't find the name of it. I'm assuming it's in China somewhere. And that is the Revenge of the Beast Studio Series Prime. So this thing does look heads and tails better than the other one that we saw, in my opinion. I just have one question, and why is he holding that sword? In the other movies, it comes out of his, his forearm, and I always liked that. I thought that was kind of a unique, cool thing the movies did for Optimus. So I feel like this is like 5 steps back. But the big question in the room is, are you even interested?
Not at all. And I'll tell you what's really throwing me off. Those smokestacks are huge.
Yeah, they are. But maybe he's going to look like that in the movie. I haven't looked at the smokestacks in the trailer so far.
I haven't either. But I'm going to say the same thing about the movie. If it's like that in the movie, those smokestacks are huge. Like, can we collapse them a little bit or something like that? Like, those things are ginormous. That could be a weapon.
Yes. They should detach and become like little clubs or tonfas or something. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
But yeah, no, I think this one looks better than the majority of the other studio series.
It does.
But I don't have any need for it. But you know what I'm going to say?
If they repaint it as Nemesis, you're all in. But it has to have a lot
out of my mouth.
It has to have a lot of turquoise in it, though.
Took the words out of my mouth. Or a KO company. I don't discriminate.
Or if they did it as Toxitron, you'd buy it in a heartbeat.
That there would be no even question about that. The Nemesis Prime, just slap Toxitron on the Optimus Prime thing, and I'm like, well, it's shattered glass Toxitron. I guess I'm getting it. So that's the only official figure that I found that was announced. So let's move on to this. So this is Metagate G05 Red Fantasy. Now this is a figure that I've been waiting for ever since I saw the Bumblebee movie. I quite like Shatter. I like that Angela Bassett is the voice, so I am very excited for this. So here's its really cool car mode that's kind of like a rally racer. I don't know if that's the right term, where they go around the dirt tracks. I think this is really cool.
Like a rally car?
Yeah, rally car, yeah. Here's the jet mode. I put a picture of the undercarriage because I know you love to look at pictures of undercarriages. So it's actually really clean for a triple changer.
Cleans up, yes.
Which is very scary. How this thing's going to transform.
Looking very catapultish.
Yes, and here is the bot mode. Now, I can almost guarantee you I'm going to be in for this and their dropkick when they're going to have to do dropkick. They were probably the best parts of the Bumblebee movie, in my opinion. I would really like more G1-ified versions of these characters, but I'll take what I can get. So yeah, I can't wait to see it in color. I can't wait to see more information on it. I'm excited for these guys, especially at Metagate's price points, which is pretty reasonable compared to some other figures. So I am looking forward to it. What about you?
I think I'm going to be passing on these as well. I don't have a connection. I saw the Bumblebee movie once, and I actually liked it. I just never got close to any of the characters that weren't from G1 that I knew. So if it was a Blitzwing, Astral Train, Sandstorm, something like that, I'd probably be all over it. But I just never got into these characters.
And I think that's a good point where we differ. I grew attached to this character because it was a brand new character. I didn't have any what's that called? Any preconceived notions about what it's going to be. So I came in and I loved this character. But then they showed off like the new Optimus Primal and stuff in the movie, and I'm like, that's not how we should act. I hate it. So that's why I want this figure, So hopefully maybe somebody will come out with the G1 head for it just to make it fit into my collection a little bit better.
I'll have to rewatch the movie.
Hey, they were actually Decepticons. They were actually deceiving people, not just being big bad guys with guns. Like watch the Bumblebee movie, and
Yeah,
they were very well written villains.
yeah, I did that.
Um,
I do like that
so
gun.
let's. The gun's pretty cool too.
I didn't know that. Random, I know, but
It's cool. So moving on to something that will be right up your alley for a Legends collector like yourself, and that's Doctor Wu's Prime Commanders, and this is the Bathing Ape and Eva versions. They do have big trailers and stuff. They look pretty cool, a little strange. Um, what do you think about these guys?
I just knew that's for you right there. That's bringing you on in.
Mm-mm. Neither of these color schemes are doing it for me.
I'm surprised.
That there's something with that orange from the Bathing Ape, that one's boring, but with the Eva, there's something with that orange with that purple that just is not settling with my eyes correctly. The original Eva Prime I think looks really nice, but this one, something's wrong with it.
I do have a masterpiece Evo, and I'm pretty happy with it. And that's probably going to be the only one that will be in my collection.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, these not a fan.
I feel you. I think that's all we need to say. We've talked about this mold quite a bit in the past, and that is a much better Legends mold for all you Legends collectors like Bobby out there. Go look for that guy. So here we have X-Transbot's Duke. So they showed off the head, and I also put up a picture of what it's referencing, which is an unreleased Rodimus prototype. So, what do you think about this, Bobby?
I'm struggling here because I really like that head sculpt. The head sculpt looks really good.
It's on one of your favorite molds.
That's the part I'm struggling with, is that I really like the utility vehicles from XTV. I mean, I picked up all 4 of them, and I really 5 now. Wait, 4. Yeah, whatever. 5. Yeah, 5 now. Excuse me, because
Five of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's how bad it is. I've already picked up 5 of them and can't even remember. And so I do like that mold. I'm not sure about for a Rodimus.
Well, I have not bought X-Transbot since my one broke. But this is such a reach, and we're never going to get this character ever again. Ever again. I might be interested. I need to see what it looks like. I'm going to be honest with you. They might have went to that weird side of Transformers and might have piqued my interest. Because I've been looking at this concept art for years thinking it was cool. And now we might actually get it. But it depends. If it's a straight repaint, I'm out. But if it has those like exhaust on the arms and like some wings and stuff, that might sway me. And they did very well with their bulkhead. So with remolding it to look more like bulkhead, even though it doesn't look like bulkhead.
Right.
So I'm waiting. Like I always say, I'm cautiously optimistic because they might actually have my money with this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Somebody ring the alarm.
That's all it takes is make some weird obscure reference.
Yeah.
I'll make it rain on you.
I really think you'll enjoy the mold. I'm still really happy with the mold. So clearly I have all 5 of them. Jeez.
So it puts it into perspective.
It does.
Well, it might be lucky number 6.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't we move on to something by Kang Toys?
Now,
we both talked about this before, but they showed off the prototypes, and that's Snarl. So I know neither of us were really into this, but let's look at the pictures and then we will judge it. So here's the head sculpt, which I think actually looks pretty cool. I like the horns around it. Doesn't look like Snarl at all, but it looks cool. The tail can turn into a crossbow, which is also a really neat idea, if you ask me. So that's cool. The sword turns into a gun. So again, very King Toys, really reminds me of the Predaking. And lastly, here is the Stegosaurus mode, very Zoids-like, again, like the Predaking. So, Bobby, what do you think about this?
If my face doesn't say it, that alt mode is terrible.
I don't think the alt mode's terrible. I think the head
on
that alt mode is terrible.
Yeah.
The rest of it actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I can slightly agree with you on that. It just, I do not like that head at all. It, yeah, it kills it for me. I like the tail changing into the crossbow. That's really cool. It's almost some parts forming that looks good.
Yeah.
The robot head looks cool. That light piping, coming through looked really good. I think I'm still out on these though.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I see it in color.
I agree. If they weren't Dinobots and they painted these things in, black or blue or something different than Dinobots, I would be more willing to get it. But since they are going to be in the Dinobot color schemes and they look nothing like Dinobots, and I already have a Dinobot combiner, I might get that swoop still, depending on what it looks like, because that's my favorite. And I wouldn't mind having a high-end, what's that called? Not articulated. Very detailed. I can't think of the word. Very aesthetics, instead of like G1. I wouldn't mind having one of those for my masterpiece shelf, but I would not finish the combiner. But again, we'll see what that looks like in the future.
So I'm going to say this as well. When the Predaking came out, I was initially out on it as well. And then something, I saw one of them, I can't even remember which one I saw. And I was like, oh, this one looks really good. And I ended up buying them and really liking them. So right now I'm out, but there's always room to change my mind.
Honestly, I think you're going to be out on these. These are too far of a departure
for
Transformers.
They are way out.
Like Predaking, you look at it, you're like, yeah, okay, that's Dive Bomb with a lot of stuff on it. Yeah, that's
Tantrum,
Rampage, Tantrum, with it's just more detailed. This does not look like Star at all.
God,
besides having the same alt mode.
Yeah,
so, I don't think they're going to draw you in, but time will tell.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a reach.
Yeah,
a reach, a stretch, everything.
Yeah, they're going to be doing yoga.
Yes.
All right, so let's go into updates. Let's switch gears and get into some Hasbro news. And the first thing is there's new Japanese official pics of Legacy Studio Series, War for Cybertron, and more. So I picked a few that I thought would be good talking points. There's a lot more pictures that you guys can go look at, but I picked the few that I thought would, one, be most interesting to you guys, the viewers, and two, I think me and Bobby will be able to talk about. So the first thing is that Bumblebee, the chest collapses. None of the Hasbro pictures have shown that the chest collapsed.
I like it.
I like it more. I'm still not going to pick it up for $25. But now that the chest goes in a little bit, that makes the world of a difference. I don't know why they wouldn't have done that.
I think I'm going to pick it up.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first, guys. Bobby's going to pick up the subpar Studio Series Bumblebee when he should be picking up the one from 2010. But it looks a lot better with that chest. It still isn't perfect. The body's still a little squat. But, it is what it is. And with the Optimus, now I haven't been watching any reviews on this guy, but I think it's really cool that it has a matrix. That the chest actually opens and it has the matrix inside of it. That's not something I was expecting, but it's something it has.
painted too.
Exactly. I think it looks like it actually comes out. If you look, it's actually the gray is a different color plastic than the rest
It
of it,
is.
which is pretty cool. And they showed off some pictures of this Prime that did not look horrible. So, as I always say, give it to me in a repaint and I'll probably pick it up. Next, we have the Legends Swoop. Now, I wanted to talk about this because I thought he was really cool, surprisingly. I really like the little miniguns he has. Or not miniguns, excuse me, Uzis. So, for $11, I'll probably be picking this up just because I like Swoop. It's cheap enough, and it's my favorite Dinobot. I wanted to show off the arm, though, because there is no elbow articulation on this combiner. And and you know this thing is not going to be stable, and when you put one arm up, the whole thing's going to fall. And we've ragged on this combiner a lot, so I wanted to put this in here to show that we were right.
Swoop is my favorite as well, but I'm not going to do it.
Oh.
I thought I was. I'm not. I just can't. I think and watch me go pick it up if I see it in the store.
Yeah, I know you will.
I don't think I will, but yeah, it looks a lot better than all the rest, in my opinion.
Yes, I completely agree. So I'll be happy to add this to my collection somewhere, or even repaint it as something else. But I think this looks really cool.
Yeah. Jeez.
So next, I have a question for you. What about Dion? These new picks look kind of good, even though he's tiny.
Oh, yeah. I'm still picking him up.
Oh, last time you said you were going to cancel your pre-order.
Well, I didn't put a pre-order in yet.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes, just because, again, no one else is making that figure, so he'll have a place on my shelf, and in 5 years, when somebody else decides to do it in a masterpiece size, I'll be extremely happy. But for right now, this will fit in. I am skipping that Megatron, though.
Yes, so I put that in there because I hate what they're doing with that Megatron and giving him that gun hand. That is so stupid when he could just swivel the gun around. I don't understand it. I canceled my pre-order for this thing. I think it looks great. I would love to have it, but the price point really kicked me out. It is not worth $60 with tax, let's be honest, for a Voyager. I still feel ripped off with that Skyquake. So I like the figure, but not for the price. So I'll be skipping this. I am not in the camp that says the leader class is a price point and they add more stuff to it. I still want a substantial figure for $60, or I will save on 2 figures and go buy a masterpiece figure. Even a used Takara masterpiece figure will be about 2 weeks. So even if you don't go into the third-party territory. So those are my thoughts. I really like it, though. I think it looks great. So maybe we'll see it on clearance. I doubt it. But, maybe I'll find one used at TFCon for $30, $40. I'd totally buy that. It also doesn't come with Leader 1, which is a travesty.
Oh, yeah. You know what they're going to do? They're going to release all the mini bots separately, so you have to pay $8 for the mini bots.
Honestly, that's fine because I just want the mini cons.
All right, yeah, I said mini bots, mini cons.
That works for me. Hasbro, listen to Bobby. Release the mini cons separately, so I don't need to buy these guys. I'm out. I got the Fans Hobby version. I'm happy with it. If this was maybe $30 or something like that, I'd probably pick it up as well. Otherwise, I'm out. Yeah. I feel you there. So let's move on to some model kits, Bobby's favorite things to talk about. And the first we have the Optimus Primal from Rise of the Beasts. So here he is with looking pretty ugly with that mug. I don't know what they're going for in the movie.
Noob.
And here are more images.
Mortal Kombat.
So the
Noob.
model, he looks like Noob Saibot.
That's what,
Don't do my boy Noob like that.
I thought I was.
Goodness gracious, Bobby. Shame on your family. Shame on for saying that. So the model kit looks great. They did a great attention to detail. I just don't like this design for Primal. It looks so bland that I can see why they're putting colors in the kids' toys, because would not sell on the shelf for 7 to 10-year-olds.
Not my character, so I don't. That's again, when I looked at it, I saw one of the Mortal Kombat ninjas. Smoke, Noob, one of them. But I do like that weapon, and that's about it. It's not. It doesn't look bad. So and I'm definitely not hating on it at all. It's just not a character that I'm familiar with or I have a connection with, and so that's why I'm out on it. But it looks good to me for what it is.
Exactly, they did a good job putting that movie model into a model kit version.
Yeah.
So, and they also did a good job with the Bumblebee. I think they try to make him cuter with the proportions and those big circle eyes. I don't think this is what it's going to look like in the movie.
Those big old feet.
It looks way too cute. But just like the Optimus Primal, they did a good job translating it. Is it something I want or even would want if I did model kits? No. But it looks pretty good.
Again, not my Bumblebee, so that's why I'm out. It does look a little bit I don't want to say kiddier, but I can't think of it. Like looking at the previous model, it looked like it was more of an adult figure, and this one looks like it caters to a kid. So
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for the modeling segment of this show, and we're going to move on to this. So, where they showed off the Studio Series Prime, they also had a Legacy display. So, there's a lot more pictures online, close-ups and all that, but I just added this one in here so we could show off the Nemesis in all its glory, because I know you are excited for that. And I know both of us really like those Legends Dinobots, so we're very excited to get those. And if the sarcasm isn't coming out, I apologize.
Well, the funny thing is I am going to get the Nemesis. So.
Oh, that wasn't that part wasn't sarcasm.
Yeah, that's why I started laughing when you threw in the Dinobots, because I was like, wait a minute. So. I will be picking up the Nemesis. I will be picking up the Dirge. And I know you're going in for the Junkion.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's it. That's the only one out of this whole shelf.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I know you're passing on the Armada figures. I am too. So I'm okay. I think we're probably 30% of the figures there.
Combined.
Yes.
So yeah. So here you guys go. Hopefully some of these will strike your fancy.
Yes. I would love to see what people, have their experience with those figures.
Yes. If you do get any of those figures, please let us know. And if they're worth picking up, because if, somebody gets the Armada Prime and says it's the best thing since sliced bread, I'll go look for it. So let's talk about what's incoming. Nothing new, but all reissues. The first thing is Planet X Vulcan, which is their Grimlock. I'm assuming they're reissuing these to go with the new War for Cybertron figures. Smart on Planet X's part to do that. This is the normal version, not the metallic version. Now, I have this in the red color scheme, the red and green color scheme, and it's a pretty good figure. So if you guys want a Grimlock, this is not a bad one to pick up. Um, I know Bobby's completely out on this, probably because he doesn't like how detailed it looks. But here you go.
I have fans toys. Actually, I'm looking for fans toys. I take that back, but I have Giga Powers,
Well, this is also a much smaller figure.
and that's what I mean. It's much smaller.
It's only about 8 inches tall, which is perfect for a weird repaint, but it is kind of small for Grimlock, especially in a Masterpiece collection.
Yeah.
So, it will fit in with the new Studio Series line perfectly.
Yeah, well, I'll just get a Studio Series Grimlock.
I meant the War for Cybertron Studio Series.
Oh.
You're getting the Bumblebee. You need to get this to go with them.
I'm okay.
So let's move on to a kind of controversial, I guess, at least when it came out. And that's X-Transbots Ollie, and this is the version 2.0 reissue. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this thing broke on everybody, didn't it?
I heard that. Mine didn't break, so I was happy with it. Well, I was happy with it not breaking.
Sounds like you're not a big fan of this figure.
I mean, honestly, in comparison to the original Willy, this is amazing. You know, the G1 toy Willy was terrible, and so this one was actually pretty cool, and I like it. It's on my shelf, and I don't take it out much, but I was happy with it.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you like it. I think this thing looks very boring. So let's move on to what has been recently released. And this first one we talked about in depth in a few of them, and that's New Age's Hughes, which is their Power Glide. It looks really good. I know if you're a Legends collector like Bobby, please pick this up. It does look really cool. Let Bobby know how it is so he goes and picks it up.
It has an ab crunch. I know how much you love an ab crunch.
I actually really do like that on a very small figure, but I have no need for a tiny Power Glide or any of the other repaints. They're just too tiny for me. But that is really cool.
I do like
next, we have something I know you picked up. I know for 100% fact it's even probably on its way to your house, and that is the fourth party KOs of Wheeljack, Hound, and Mirage. Now, I know you got the Hound. I don't know about the other two, so are you going to be picking these up, or do you already have them?
They should be here probably tomorrow.
See, I'm psychic.
Yeah, I think last time I checked, I think they should. I know they're around the corner from me at the post office, so hopefully they'll be delivering them tomorrow. Well, and it's crazy. They look terrible in comparison to what's out today, but the nostalgia from having them as a kid is why I'm picking them up. But you know, they could have at least fixed Wheeljack's wings, you know, and had them angled up evenly a little bit there. But yeah,
the one thing I have to say, you know, talking about the G1 versus Toon or whatever, I do like the heads on both Wheeljack and Mirage better. Wheeljack, what they made his mouth is actually his eyes, and I think that would have been much cooler representation if he had that visor over his face instead of his mouth. And the Mirage, I really like the blue face. So I think those would be much cooler if they would have kept with that, but I understand animation constraints. They went with the other one.
Yeah, it's just, I'm laughing because they look terrible. I mean, when you talk about some long arms, that Wheeljack, he's damn near dragging his arms on the ground.
Hey, he has a competition with Nemesis. So
no,
I think Nemesis is still winning, but you know, Wheeljack just had to make his legs a little shorter.
Yeah, but I am definitely getting these.
Yeah, they do look good. All right, guys, so that's everything we have for you today. Let us know if you're going to be picking any of these up. Subscribe, like, and share this video as always, and we'll see you very soon.
Even on Tuesday. So, as always, till all debates are won, look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thanks.